Welcome to Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tift and myself on a very special Thursday show. How are you doing today? Because we had a nice little talk off air, and you just continued to make fun of me over and over again. So, how are you doing? Douche.
Actually, that wasn't me today because we haven't talked on the phone. So you must have a lot of people that do this to where you just get confused.
We were. Yep. No. Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was the only one. Well, I don't know. Today is a special show. Why is today a special show?
Because it's always special when we do a show for any of our fans.
And my favorite K-pop group, Tab.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Tyler we sent out a tweet promoting last show and this show, and apparently there's a K-pop group. Can we start this off? What is K-pop? Why is it so popular? Somebody or Keith fill me in, because all I see is like K-pop this, K-pop that. I know K-pop did all the Reddit stuff. They got the GameStop stuff. They got the AMC stuff. What the hell is K-pop? I don't know.
Korean pop.
I know that, but why is it such a big deal? Why can't it be
Open Gangnam Style?
I know that came from it, but what else has come from it?
What do you what do you mean? What is, dude, it's like Beetle Fever or whatever the hell that was called back in the 70s when our parents were LSD'd and acid up.
But I don't, maybe I just miss it, but I don't hear it. I don't see it. The only place I see it is on social media. That's the only...
Oh, no, dude, it's everywhere. It is really? Everywhere. BTS, EXO, Blackpink, Big Bang. These are just some of the top of the charts people that I listen to constantly from Korea. Dude, J-pop. Oh, dude, so much good stuff right there. Blackpink is my favorite. I love them. They have a song called Ring Ding Dong, because that's definitely in the 21st century. They also have something called I Am the Beast and Sorry Sorry.
Those all sound like 4th of July firework bundle packs.
That was good. 4th of July bundle packs. Is the sound coming through? Because I'm talking through a volleyball. Is everything okay? I just had to get that out there because I'm sure Tyler was waiting for me to find the volleyball.
But anyways, yes. So my favorite singer, unfortunately now no longer making music, Tab. So this is a tribute to Tab.
Well, that's okay, but don't forget 2NE1. 2NE1. So 2NE1 is basically the one of the songs. Dude, they got some good stuff, dude. You need to start listening. Dude, Stray Kids, Red Velvet, IU. Oh my God. I haven't listened to IU in a long time, but I'm telling you, dude, it's the most motivational music you've ever heard in your life. In fact, it is so amazing that of course everybody's gonna text me now. My phone's gonna go off. It's like people don't know that I do a show every day at this time.
It's almost like they don't know you're being completely sarcastic about your love of K-pop music.
Dude, are you serious? I'm not being sarcastic. I used to listen to Stray Kids on loop.
Straight Kids on loop?
Not Straight Kids. Not Straight Kids. Stray. Stray, like little orphans that got out.
They made a record label?
Yeah. Not a record label, but they made a record. It's the band. They became a band.
I'm lost. I don't.
Don't be, man. Don't be. It's super. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, anyways, today's a special show because half you guys can't use Facebook or Instagram. And guess what? We stream this on Facebook too, but mainly we're on Instagram. So, we're on Twitter. So, And just like my knowledge of what social media accounts we're on, Keith loves those groups of K-pop. Right, Keith?
Dude, I do. But the thing is, there's Kim Hee Shul, which, his voice, angelic. God came down and said, I will utilize your body as a vessel, and I will sing through your lips, and that's what Kim Hee Shul sounds like.
What's one of his songs?
What?
What's one of his songs without Googling it real quick?
Dude, I'm not Googling anything. Super Junior? That's one of his best songs ever.
Yep. And
Like
that
Believer, Over, Show Me Your Love. These are just some of the ones. Oops, just flat out oops. Shanghai Romance, that touched my soul so hard that like I didn't even know what to do. Then you have I Wish, of course. Of course there's a song called I Wish. Midnight and Dawn. Not just midnight, not just dawn, but
I am
midnight
telling you,
and dawn.
either they rip off firework names or firework names rip off K-pop names.
No, dude, there's just literally Spin Up. That's coming at you, dude. Spin Up. That's like it's about to go down. Charm of Life. Oh, I can't even remember, dude. I don't even know how to explain to you the feeling I get when I listen to it. What's his name? Kim Hee Shul.
Are you done with your bullshit segment yet?
You brought it up. I'm trying to bring something to it.
You just Googled you Googled Wikipedia of list of K-pop names and songs. And just
No, I didn't, dude. I know, dude. There's a band called After School from K-pop. So good, so good.
Oh my gosh,
They started out in Japan. What?
How did they start off in Japan if they're Korean?
You've never started. What? The Beatles started out in England and came here and then just nested. It's like they all came together over something.
No, that's nice.
What do you mean that's nice? All right, what do you want to talk about since my extensive knowledge of K-pop that I don't think you actually knew I had came out?
Something different.
They made a song called Shampoo. Dude, that's how you know it's real. When you can get people to sing along about a shampoo and it's not a jingle for Head and Shoulders, you know you're good to go.
I feel like maybe that song had no tears. Get it?
I did.
Actually,
I didn't like it, but I got it.
Did you know what's terrible about that? Is it's not actually no tears like we all thought it was when we were babies. It's actually no tears, as in it wouldn't tear your hair out. Like there'd be no pulling of it. That's actually what it means. Because I always wondered that, like when I was a baby, like 3 and 5 years old, why I'd be crying if I got it in my eyes. And it said no tears. Apparently it's no tears. So they need to put the pronunciation around it.
Don Farmer says he sounds like he's about to explode over Blank Pop. I don't know what Blank Pop is. Now I gotta Google that. What the hell's Blank Pop?
That's isn't that a Rice Krispie type?
Blank Pop. Nope, I got nothing. A lot of Funko Pops, not yet a sponsor.
All right. Well, anyways.
Anyways.
Yeah. Well, we're getting off of this topic. Anyways, Keith.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just discussing general sports the other day, and no, never. And this weekend is the Masters, and I actually heard an interesting radio segment on SiriusXM. I don't know what channel it was, but I thought this was actually a decent thing. I'm not a big golf fan. I like going to Top Golf. I like golf. I'm horrible at it. I like going outside, but it's not like I love golf. I respect golf, but I do think there is something cool about the Masters and the green jacket, right? Like very elite group of people. They get to win and wear the green jacket. Sure. So there's a debate. And I wanted to ask you this question, and that what is a more elite category? And that is the Green Masters getting the jacket there or the Heisman?
Probably the Heisman. Right?
Why do you say that?
Because it's more of a sport.
Okay, but take the sport part out. We're just talking about an athlete in their deal, okay, or a person in their skill set. Because you could be the best quarterback ever out of Bowling Green, and you're not going to win the Heisman over somebody who went to Oklahoma or Baylor, Ohio State, or Alabama. You know what I mean?
That's true, but I still think the Heisman is more of an honor. I don't know. I guess I don't follow golf, so
right.
I mean, if I'm looking at it straight from a point of which one do I care more about, it's the Heisman.
Okay. Well, but let's compare it to A Golden Glove winner then. So Golden Glove compared to Masters, because Golden Glove, obviously that's you're making plays, you're doing all that stuff, but there's a ton of players in that. However, same with golf. There's thousands of players, tens of thousands of players in the United States, if not the world, that are professional, and only one can win. Same thing with Golden Glove. All the people who try to get there. So I'm assuming you're going to go ahead and say Golden Glove, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
But how many people can say, I'm not arguing against you, but how many people can say that they have a green jacket from winning the Masters? Again, this is the most prestigious, the biggest
The
game.
only thing is like you understand, like 18, right?
What? 18
Like
what?
18 people every year win the Golden Glove.
Sure. So why are you saying the Golden Glove over the Masters?
Because I mean, granted, I think hitting a small ball in a hole, actually a small ball in a small hole, is pretty amazing, especially at like 500 yards away. I'm not saying that doesn't take skill to do that. I'm just saying that if I can get drunk and it enhances my gameplay, it's probably not a sport. Same thing with bowling. I just don't. I just now a hobby. Yes, I think bowling is an absolute fun hobby. I think golf is an absolute fun hobby until the second hole, and I'm pissed off. I've got 3 bent clubs and I've already lost 15 balls. So yes, I agree. But like the Golden Glove, like I don't see Tiger Woods at center field or no, screw that, shortstop trying to catch a ball. Like I just don't see him doing it. Like what's he gonna do? Hit it? Like no, the Golden Glove is better.
Okay, but like for me, Daytona 500 champion versus Masters, green jacket there. I still think it's a fairly even toss up. Just because it's one thing doesn't mean if you want to say it's a sport or not. I agree, but it's still a skill that somebody is the best in the world at. And at the end of the day, everybody knows who Tiger Woods is, right?
Well, yeah, that's because he is by far the best golfer to ever step on the green, the 9, whatever the hell they call it, the cow field,
Okay,
the cow
but
patch.
so
Huh?
why, so like Jordan Spieth or Phil Mickelson or all those guys who've won it, why is that not more prestigious than the Heisman or than the Golden Glove? Because there's only a select group that have.
Right, but no, I mean there is a select group, but I think you're trying to compare like apples to like Hawaiian pizza. Like the fruit, like the Masters, and people are gonna argue with me, I'm sure, but the Masters and to golf takes massive amounts of skill, massive amounts of skill. I'm not saying that. I just can't compare anything that happens in golf to anything that happens on a baseball field, a basketball court, a boxing ring, a football field, anything.
Okay. Well, I thought we'd
Lawn
have.
darts.
I
You can
thought
put
we'd
it to
have a
lawn
fun
darts.
debate, but Keith is just pissed about golf, so his golf game must suck.
Oh, my golf game is horrible. Like, it sucks so bad. Like, I want to be good at golf. I pretend to be good at golf. I really utilize the I think I can be good at golf tactic until I'm on the third, and I'm already pissed off. You ever get tilted in poker?
No, honestly, I haven't played poker, and
Oh, dude, I get tilted real bad in poker, too. But the worst part about it is I get tilted even worse when I golf, and then it all goes to hell. Now, Top Golf, those MFers. Yep,
you like that?
I do.
All right. Well, let's talk out. Oh gosh, my computer's making all kinds of noise. Well, that's something. Let's talk about something you enjoy a little bit more, and that would be the Mets today with Conforto. Do you see that?
No.
Okay. So he sticks his arm out and gets hit by a strike for a walk-off win. I think the bases were loaded. He got hit. He
Oh, yeah.
stuck his arm out to take a hit. What do you think about that? Because obviously, if you get hit, you walk. But if you stick your arm out, you think that's right or not?
Nah, I think, well, I mean, I don't know. Here's the problem with that. Do I think it's right? No. Do I think it needs to be a rule change? No. That's an unwritten rule. You just don't do it. But at the same time, it takes a man to be, because you don't know what pitch he's throwing. You have no idea if it's going to snap your arm. You don't know. You just wanted to win. That's a man.
Right. Well, they're all 90 plus mile an hour. I mean, if to me, I think if I'm going to go stick out my body on the line like that and go take a hit by a 90 plus mile an hour ball coming at me to win a game, I think it's pretty badass.
Oh, no, it is. That's what I'm saying. But it's an unwritten rule. You're not supposed to do that. But at the same time, as a competitor, you do whatever you have to do to win, period, right? I mean, that's the whole point of it. You do what you have to do. Dude took a shot, man. Like, he said F it and went for it.
Well, one interesting thing about this, because obviously baseball is now put in here recently, official reviews and stuff like that, which they never had before. So with that, that is an unreviewable play, right? So should
Correct.
that be a reviewable play? Whether you lean, because okay, obviously hitters lean in, right? That always happens.
Right.
So but he leaned in and threw his whole arm in there. So that's a totally different deal because he was intentionally trying to get hit. Of course, you lean in and you try to make it look like it to get a strike called, all that kind of stuff. But he leaned in to try to get hit and nailed by the ball to go win. I don't know. I mean, should that be a reviewable play? Because it doesn't.
I don't. Listen, we knew White did it. Everybody saw it happen. It wasn't like he did it and then said, like he tried to fake it. He did it. He stuck his arm out. He did it. But you're not cheating. You're not. I think. Listen, God. What is happening to this country? Why in the world is that? I mean, like, the only thing is it's all over Twitter. Why is that? ESPN was doing it. Why is this a problem? The dude wants to win. He didn't cheat. He didn't roid up. He took a shot. It hurt. He won. They won the game. It's over. If baseball wants to stop that from happening, then baseball needs to make a rule that you have to attempt to get out of the way, regardless. That's why the intentional walk isn't the way it is anymore. IT now doesn't matter. You can just point and they go. Because the last time, I can't remember who did it, but they threw it. Like you normally walk. Dude stepped over the plate into the other batter's box and roped it. That's fine. Make a rule if you don't want that then. But I don't think that making rules is going to make this game any better. They found a way to win. They figured it out. They did it. It's over.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because we've talked about it in so many sports now. It's like you got to have a rule for everything. So why have a rule? It doesn't make any sense. No, I completely agree. Well, anyways, what do you want to talk about, Keith? I'll leave this up to you.
Oh, man, that's a lot. You want to talk about DMX for a minute? Because this is getting real.
It is, yeah. Well, okay, I want to go into it, but I want to go into something about it that I thought was
sure
annoying and kind of controversial, but just annoyed me. So DMX, not the DMX in particular. So DMX, I know they're hoping that he was going to get better after his OD. He was stabilized before, but now it looks like it's taking a turn for the worse. And the family held a prayer vigil and stuff for him. And hopefully he makes it out of this, on the other side. And I'm a DMX fan. I like his music. I don't know anything personally that he does or anything with that. Obviously, he has a drug problem or OD'd or, whatever it is in that case. But, sucks that happens. But one thing I do not like about this was Demi Lovato. She came out and said, every time I see something like this happen, I get survivor's remorse. Why do you have to say that publicly? I feel like everything she's done with that stuff lately has been a political cry, or not a public cry to get attention. And I don't know. Her whole music video was detailing the night that she went out of her heroin OD. Now she comes out a week later with the DMX thing, tries to make it about her. Like, his family is grieving. They are going through a hard time. Just shut up and let them do their own deal and grieve and not make it about yourself for once. I don't know.
But that's what they, I mean, I don't know the whole.
Too, honestly, I'll probably get flack for that. But somebody else going through it, give people, instead of saying, oh, I have survivor's remorse, give people an outlet to go see how to get help. Give someone a chance to go get better. Say why you shouldn't do it. Don't just go, I feel bad because I'm alive. Like, no, don't do that. Go help people that are having a drug addiction or problem, and go do it that way. Don't just go, he's not going to make it. I have survivor's remorse. Like, no, you're trying to make a pity party for yourself again. Don't do that.
Right. No, I'm with you on that one. I don't know. Like, DMX was a big part of obviously, the 90s and all the way up. DMX was awesome, dude. He's an awesome rapper. But we kind of knew this was coming because he never really stayed on the straight and narrow ever. Like, he was clean in prison, obviously. But when he got out, he couldn't stay out of prison. It just wasn't good.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, freaking awesome rapper, though. Like, his music's awesome.
Well, yeah, DMX is a freaking legend.
Okay. Well, I guess obviously we'll see him and hope he gets through it. But I don't know. I hope I don't know what it is, Keith, in Hollywood and big music labels and stuff like that. But I know there's easy access to stuff, and maybe it's just because there's social media and stuff like that now. Because obviously, like Motley Crue and big bands and stuff like that, they talked about all the time. You got Nikki Sixx's heroin overdose. I think somebody needs to go and talk to the dealers in LA and talk to the dealers for these big A-list celebrities and one, audit them to see how much they're making because apparently it's a ton. And then two, try to get them to stop because all these people that people care about and their fans love and everything, they keep on flying off the shelves. Like they're just all having all these problems and ODing and passing away. Like it's sad. It really is. And I don't know. I mean, it's in a public position. I've never been like that to be a Hollywood A-list celebrity, but I wonder how much pressure you get put under to do these things. I know you have the pressure to be in front of the camera, to go on TV, to be at these parties and stuff like that. But it's got to be incredible, though, the amount of people that gets the push on you to go try these hardcore drugs. That like it's not the beginning point, it's the finish line. That's the scary point.
Drugs are different too, man. Like today and age, like if you're doing drugs, you don't start out with like weed. You start out with straight up smack. You know what I mean? Like you're doing heroin, you're doing cocaine, you're doing the harder stuff. And it's just the world we live in, dude. Like kids are getting it. It's everywhere. And the problem is we started legalizing things that shouldn't really be legalized.
Legalizing what? What do you mean?
Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. Do you really want me to get into this?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I have no problem with legalizing marijuana.
No.
For medical purposes only. But when we start using it for rec, then what do again, people are like, oh, well, alcohol this, alcohol that. Doesn't matter. The point is marijuana is a harder drug than alcohol. I'm not saying it impairs your ability any worse or any less. That's not what I'm saying. So before you jump down my throat and start saying that marijuana, I think marijuana has healing properties. But look at what Amsterdam did. They legalized everything. Crime is rapid. And don't tell me it's not. Don't pull up a fake report and tell me that Amsterdam has less crime because that's simply not true.
When did they
have what?
Legalize it. I knew obviously always weed was legal there, but when did they do that?
Oh, dude, you can get heroin in Amsterdam in vending machines. Like that's real.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, but that's the thing is it starts with legalizing certain amounts of stuff. And I'm not saying that marijuana is bad for you. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that used as medicine, sure, used as recreational, I really don't have a problem with that either. But what I'm saying is when is it going to stop? Like what's the next thing they're going to try to legalize that comes just from a plant? Cocaine? Cocaine comes from a plant. Well, opium comes from a plant. All of this stuff comes from a plant. Psychedelics, plants, unless you're using chemical stuff. When does it stop? What is the? But the thing is, these are very I don't think marijuana has any addictive traits whatsoever. I think CBD is amazing for certain people. I think it helps some people. I think it doesn't help some people. Just like modern medicine helps some, doesn't help some. I just find it hard to believe that if you are going to inject yourself with a foreign substance to get high, that it is not the person's fault who did it, right?
I don't disagree. Absolutely.
Right. Well,
no, it's hard with that because it's obviously this last week there's been a lot of stuff coming out about legalizing marijuana, and I agree with you. I agree that it should be allowed for a medical purpose, no matter what. I think from the recreational purposes, you probably have to legalize it because of the pushback and jail time and stuff like that. Maybe there should be an amount that you're allowed to carry or something before. Basically, if you're a drug dealer, like you can't be doing that stuff. But I do see the benefits of why they should do that. I'm an avid CBD user. I don't smoke weed. I don't do drugs, anything like that. But I do see why it should be taken off of stuff because I know it is helpful. And I know a lot of people for medical purposes that it does help. But like you said, I had no clue that they did all that stuff in Amsterdam. That's absolutely like asinine to me. Like, why would you allow people to do that? Like, people are not smart. Let's just start with that. Number one, people are not smart.
They're not. And the problem keeps going because now they're like, we have safe houses. We have safe houses. We have safe houses. If you're giving somebody a place, for one, the word enabler doesn't exist in this society anymore. Nobody takes personal responsibility for any of their actions. So if you're going to inject yourself, it's your own damn fault. period. The state shouldn't have to pay for anything. The government shouldn't have to pay for anything. You did it to yourself. Now, if you have somebody to help you get clean or you want to get clean, then yes, that's a totally different story. Totally different story. We should offer help for that. But when you have like Oregon, like Coach from Hooligans Boxing, which is the best boxing gym in the world, not just the United States of America, dude, but the whole entire world. He actually he helps people like this, to be honest. Like, he does not turn away people. He gives you chance after chance after chance. That's what you need to break drugs. You need a Chris Cox. You need a Hooligans Family Gym. You need those types of people to help you get off drugs. You don't need a state saying we'll have a building with nurses and doctors in it so you don't overdose, so you can come here. Don't worry about it. You won't get arrested. It's a safe place. That is not acceptable in today's society. It's just not.
No, I totally agree. Well,
but they're making it acceptable.
Right. No, it's crazy. That's absolutely insane where it's gone to, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see what comes of it. But I do want to jump to a more fun topic. You and I have talked a lot about Marvel and Avengers and stuff like that. Just saw earlier today that they're opening the Avengers World, Avengers something out in Disneyland. In the same time, have you watched the Captain and the Winter Soldier yet?
I have.
You have.
I watched the first two episodes. I'm
okay.
Actually behind, I think.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet because I like to wait until they come out more than binge watch them all. But apparently, so the Zemo cut, so it says, due to popular demand, Marvel releases an hour-long version of a scene from the Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which features the character Baron Zemo dancing at a club. Now, I know nothing about this character because I've not watched it, but the clip is absolutely hilarious of this guy awkwardly dancing. And this looks like me if I'm ever out, just like cannot figure out what to do at a nightclub and trying to attempt to dance. That's what it looks like so far.
I like it. So wait, have you watched any of it?
No, not yet. Because I'm trying to wait until they all go so I can just
binge watch.
Yeah, because like The Mandalorian, I waited until it was a season and a half in before I started it. Now that was because I didn't know that it was out yet. Like I knew it was out, but I didn't know it, if you know what I mean. WandaVision, I watched every single week after like the first 3 came out. So I'll probably start watching it maybe in May. I'll start watching that way I can just watch the whole deal through. But Anthony Mackie's in it, friend of mine, so I want to go watch and support him. Love the Marvel stuff. You and I have talked about the small screen stuff and what they're doing now to fill in these time gaps. And I think it's super, super cool. But yeah, I think it's neat to see what they're doing with this stuff. I know we talked about the Snyder Cut. We've talked about that extensively. But then now, yeah, this coming out, which is it's interesting to me because you just had an extended release of Justice League. And so now Marvel just goes and releases an hour-long scene from the Falcon Winter Soldier, which just came out of Baron Zemo dancing at a club, which is hilarious to me because this is not a year or two after the fact. This is while the series is coming out. Like, this is during the middle of it.
Really?
So that's how much I think they've realized that the fan base controls now the entire MCU. Like, they want to see stuff happen. And so what they ask for, they're getting, which is an interesting thing because I think there's the comic book way of doing things. And then there's the way of this would seem to be more fan driven in there. But yeah, it's interesting to me with that. But then there's a guy, Jordan Peterson, who is a psychologist today. And he, so I guess he realized the character Redface from, Captain America. I guess he realized that 2 of his like doctrines or whatever that came out were very similar to what he put out as books. He's like, oh my gosh, this is me. They're copying me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, you are such a small fish compared to Marvel and the comic book of Marvel and everything with that. I don't know how you're putting yourself into there to say, oh, they made this off of me. No, they did not. He was there since the 1960s and 70s. I was at an arcade the other day by this pizza shop, and they have all old school games in there. And they got Redface in there back from the 70s. So don't tell me that they just created something from you now when that was in the 1960s and 70s on an old arcade joystick, Sega game in there, or whatever the heck they call them. I just think that's funny. Like, don't say that's off of you. It's not.
No, you're right. It's not. It's definitely not. But I don't mind, like, I don't know. I don't know.
What?
Is it a bad thing that they're giving the fans what they want?
No,
At
I
the
don't
same
think
time,
so at all. But it rides a line with this because we've seen this in sports. Fans ask for something, and sometimes fans can start driving things a little too much. So do you stick
yeah.
to your storylines, or do you stick to different plot twists the fans want? Because of course, Marvel, the Avengers, everything in there is fan driven. Star Wars is fan driven, but they have to have their own storyline. They storyboard things out. So can you really go down that path, or does it start going to the path to where they're? I think this was just more of a fun deal, which is totally fine. I have no problem with that because I think it's cool that they did it. But you can't start doing it and changing plots and changing stories because one person wants to
No.
say something. You know?
No, weird. It's kind of like when the whole country falls to a silent minority. Or I'm sorry, a loud minority. You can't change stuff. And granted, I get it. Comic books were made to evolve. They were made to have to basically go with the times. And I think they've done a good job. Both Marvel and DC have done a good job trying to stay culturally, politically correct, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they've also done a good job of evolving the characters as needed, right? I mean, but I think DC and Marvel both are doing fantastic at that. So if you have, I just don't want them to deviate away from the comics and the storylines and the plots and start making things just because, like what you said, a fan wants them or there's people complaining or arguing or whatever. No, let the writers do what they've done for the past 100 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, totally agree. By the way, it wasn't the Avengers World, it's the Avengers Campus. So I know we're cutting a break here soon, but make sure you go check it out because I think I might go take a trip to California just to go see this because it looks really cool. My bachelor party when I was in Vegas, they had the small little Avengers World thing where you could see like the suits of Iron Man and you see the Hulk and all that stuff in there and some of the real props from the movies, and that was really cool. It might have been like Avengers Station or something like that. But anyways, it was really, really neat. If you're ever in Vegas and want something to do during the daytime that's not, typical Vegas stuff, go check it out. It was, I thought it was worth it. It was pretty neat.
I like it. All right, let's take a quick break. We come back, we'll talk about more stuff Matt wants to talk about and not me. So I would talk about baseball, but that's all right. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tift and myself. We have some exciting news before we jump into whatever other crap you want to talk about. But if you like the podcast and like the crap Matt wants to talk about, you should definitely check out iHeartRadio because we're on iHeartRadio. Subscribe. Just keep subscribing. Tell all your friends to subscribe and then tell them to tell their friends and then their friends and then their friends and their friends and their friends. And eventually we'll have 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon. So if you want to subscribe to the podcast, go to Google, Spotify, go to all your major, everyone. It doesn't matter. Just type it in. Google it. It's there. Yep.
Do it.
Huh?
Do it.
Oh yes, do it. Do it. All right. So what wonderful topics does Matt have for us today?
Well, going off of our previous topic,
Horrible.
Yep, you're right. It's stupid.
All right, previous topic, Marvel is what we were talking about before the break. Did he freeze? I hate you so much.
Sad.
I heard something about Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man 1 through 75 is going to be only streamed through 4 of the HBO channels, but not the Cinemax channel, but it's going to go to Disney Plus because Disney Plus just bought NBC, and NBC... Are you slapping something's ass?
It's a microphone.
You're slapping the microphone? What happened to it?
Oh, no, it's fine. This is just a prop.
Oh, it's a prop microphone.
Yeah, it was our old microphone. When I enjoyed doing the show with Keith, so I'm going to try to get back into that.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, anyways, like he said, Spider-Man, after its cinematic debuts, will only be able to be streamed on Netflix. It's confusing to me. So I guess it comes out
only on Netflix?
Yeah, so I guess it comes out. So after its theatrical theater runs, it will only go to be then streamed on Netflix. So I guess they come out in theater and then they go to Netflix. Is that right?
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's right. Well, anyways, so they're talking about theater stuff, and we all know it's changing and everything in there. And I read an article, and to be honest, this one just made me lose faith in stuff. So I went to the movies a couple of times. I know you're not a big movie goer, but I am. I love it. And so it was this article about this guy going to the movie theater the first time since the pandemic hit, which, you know, a lot of them have been closed. I get it. And a lot of us like going to the movies, and people were worried and whatever. So the movie theater opened back up by him. I believe he was in the San Francisco Bay Area. So he went to go see Godzilla versus King Kong, which I do want to go see. It actually ended up doing pretty well for being the pandemic, and normally it wouldn't have shown so well, like for numbers. But it profited off HBO Max and theaters, so good for them. I mean, they made a movie during the time, and it came out before it probably should have been a summer movie that would have done better. But hey, is what it is. Anyways, so he writes a whole story about he gets his drink, he gets his food. He's scared to be in the theater. He's scared he can't focus on the movie because he's so terrified to be in there. I'm sorry. If you're doing a report about a movie, watch the movie, enjoy the movie. And I understand that people are nervous about going back into places. But every movie theater I've been into, and maybe this one was different, but every movie I've been into has been empty. And I mean sadly empty. And if you can't focus on the movie because you're so terrified of the other stuff that's going on, he was wearing a mask, okay? And that's his choice. He can wear a mask, and that is totally fine. But don't sit there and tell me that you were terrified to be in that movie theater because there's nobody. They said there's like 2 or 3 other people in the movie theater. I'm sure this man has been in rooms or restaurants or whatever with more people around him while he's wearing a mask. There's been people in closer quarters to him. It upset me a little bit because he wanted to go back to the movies, and I get that. He wanted to see what it was like, and it is weird going back to the movie theaters. But don't put out a thing of how terrified you were about the movie. He said he couldn't focus on the movie because of how scared he was and anxious about that stuff. I understand social anxiety going back to a normal world. I understand parts of that. I have anxiety. I get it. But there's been so many situations that people have been in to be around other people with masks on still that I couldn't appreciate anything he could say in there because he's going, I'm glad that movie theaters are opening back up and all this stuff and vaccines are rolling out and everything like that. But don't just sit there and go, I was terrified to be in the movie theater so much that I couldn't focus on the movie. If you're that scared, then leave. It's your choice. Just go. And he's saying there weren't that many people in the theater. I don't know. I feel like it was, again, I have no problem with masks. I have no problems with general safety stuff. But just don't sit there and say you were terrified to go to a movie unless it's a thriller, I mean, a horror movie, which I'm terrified of horror movies.
I mean, the only for one, that's absolutely hilarious. But I don't know. I don't get the fear still, I guess. I mean, I know you do, and these are my opinions, not opinions of anybody else.
No. Hang on. I'm saying I don't get the fear either. If you've been in areas with other people, so you still have to walk outside sometimes. You're still by other people. So that's why I don't understand. You've probably been in closer contact with them than you have in a dark movie theater that has to be socially distanced with high filtration systems going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Are we gonna do this for flu? What happened to the flu? Does that exist anymore? Is there a flu? Is pneumonia? What happened to all this stuff? Like, where are we at?
No.
Nothing. Yeah. See, the only thing is, like, I know you can't answer some of these, which is fine. I mean, I'm not. Well, let's talk about something else because I'm so irritated with everything that's going on in the world right now. We need to talk about funny stuff.
But we can talk about this for a second. So, movie theaters and things like that. Some of the hardest things that were hit by the pandemic, right? Because there's no relief stuff for them, cruise ships, stuff like that. They were all shut down and really, struggled because of that. The whole industry struggled. A lot of industries struggled. But that was one of the ones where, again, it just, when I read the thing and it said he was terrified to be in there, you don't have to go. You can go, all these movies coming out now, you can go at HBO. I want the theaters to still survive, don't get me wrong. But
right.
You can sit at home and download it on HBO Max and pay $15 or $10 or $20, whatever it is, and you can buy the movie. Just do it there. There's nothing wrong with that. Just do that and don't go slander an entire industry because we will get through the end of this pandemic. We will get through to being okay. Don't destroy the industry on a big stage to where it can never come back. That is my fear with it. And that's my problem with it because one person can destroy an entire industry. Don't let it be yourself or be that guy. Let it come back and let things get back to normal and live on. Because when this is all through, I want to go on a date to a movie theater. I want to go hang out at a movie theater. I want to do that. So don't make it to where it seems like this terrifying vacuum of a hellhole when it's not.
Right, no, and we're both definitely 100% in agreement with that. Life is going to have to get back to normal at some point, and I don't think it's going to get back anytime soon unless we go, okay, here's what's happening, here's how we can fix it, and that's what needs to happen.
Right. So, again, my point just being, if you're that scared to go to it, just don't go. Just watch it at home. There's nothing wrong with going to see a movie at your house. Make a movie date night out of it at your house. Make some popcorn, get some Orville Redenbacher, not get sponsored, and just go do that there. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you're definitely not wrong. Let's talk about something cool though, because this is something I saw on ESPN yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So we talk about, we were talking about sports figures before, and how, remember how I told you, like, I feel like you're an athlete. I don't know if the rest of the world does, but I feel like you're an athlete. I also feel like Peyton Hillis is an athlete, at least at one point in time in his life, possibly maybe. And those are the two people that I know that are almost athletes. You guys are some of the down-to-earth people, like, all jokes aside, ha, 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 you're actually an athlete, Hillis is actually an athlete. But you guys are some of the most down-to-earth people that, honestly, I think I've ever met, period. No, there's take egos out of it. Everybody's going to have an ego. But you guys use your egos in the right way, the proper way. But listen to this. I thought this was pretty awesome. Shaq. Did you hear about this?
Yes, this was cool.
Dude, tell me that's not awesome. Talk about, and he's done things like this before, where he's walked into a Walmart, I think it was a Best Buy or something like that, and bought the kids. He saw a family and he bought all of them stuff. But he bought this guy. He bought this guy's engagement ring. Yeah. Actually, he paid off the guy's debt at the jewelry store, and it was just super awesome. Like it's crazy.
No, I think it's really cool when people like that, they use their celebrity to do very cool things. Again, A-Rod sucks. That's the theme of the week, is that A-Rod sucks. You think A-Rod is going to go in there? No, he's going to go tell that guy who is paying off, probably this guy who's worked his life for his savings for an engagement ring to go save up for this girl. A-Rod's going to go up there and tell him how he bought this giant diamond, how he did that, how he bought her pearls to go with it, how he got diamond earrings, how he got diamond freaking studs for her stomach. I don't know, but A-Rod
studs for her stomach.
I don't know how it works, but A-Rod will tell you everything he has done that is way better than you. Shaq goes in there and says, "Hey man, it's going up here. Here you go. I'll pay that off for you." Like that's how cool he is. Shaq's awesome.
That is. Well, he said the guy was trying to find out a way to it was on layaway or something. He was setting up a payment plan for it, but he went in and he said, "Huh?"
Yeah, because you can set up your payment plans, you can discuss it, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So he came in. He said the guy was super shy, but he was at the counter asking, how much do I owe to pay off this ring, and I guess he walked up to him and goes, "My man, how much is the ring?" And he goes, when he was doing the interview, he goes, "I'm not going to tell you how much it was, but it wasn't it wasn't a lot for him." So he whipped out his credit card and he literally paid for it right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he saved so much money from being with the general that it probably paid off to pay for that.
He said, so Shaq said at first, what'd you
Come
say?
on, did you get that?
No, I was reading. What'd you say?
I said he saved so much money from saving with the general with his insurance that he was able to pay that off for him.
I'm glad I missed that. I feel bad that I made you repeat that for all the people who are. Oh, never mind. For the one person that's listening.
Yay!
Yay! He said, so Shaq basically said when asked why he did it, Shaq was like, "I just like making people happy." He was like, "I love making people happy." There was another one where he was at a furniture store paying off some bill there, whatever, and a lady, she had an autistic daughter. She was also looking to pay for some furniture, and he goes, "I just took care of it." So I'm into making people happy. Whenever I leave the house, I try to do at least one good deed. Mission accomplished.
That's cool. I like that. You know what?
That's what
Shaq makes people happy, because if you think about it, he owns Wingstop, he owns Five Guys, he owns Papa John's. He's buying people's furniture, he's buying people's wedding rings, like the all-encompassing Shaq. And he sells you insurance. He sells you, what else did he sell? Icy Hot, you're in pain. Shaq's got you. Like, Shaq is everything you need.
Oh, dude, he's the main guy. But he's a mover and a shaker, right? That's what we talked about before. You want to be a mover and you want to be a shaker.
He makes more money now than he did when he was playing, just from his business interest there.
No.
What? No, seriously, he does. He makes more money off of his business ventures now. Camera.
What happened? How does that fall? What do you have that on? A pogo stick?
The back of my laptop. But no, I was saying that Shaq
you balance your laptop on apples?
Yeah. It's a Mac. No, I'm sorry, it's a PC. Yeah, it's not an Apple. That's why.
Oranges?
Peaches.
It's because you sit in a freaking beanbag chair.
I do. Yeah, I know.
But like every day you drop the like every show the camera goes. It doesn't matter.
It just normally goes before, then I fix it, or I fix it after. But it hasn't happened on camera in quite a while.
No, it hasn't.
Get that wink out of your face.
I had to wink at Tyler, but he didn't look at me. Look at me when I'm. Where's the volleyball? On the microphone. He's been moving it. I move my microphone up. He moves the volleyball. So I'm giving him something to do.
Well, we have some cool things coming up for this next week before we end this show. So next week, Keith and I will be in studio together Monday and Tuesday. Also, with that being said, if you guys are in the greater Northeast Ohio region, KM Voice, we're setting some stuff up to do for headshots, for some filming for companies. So if you guys are looking for 15, 30 second video clips, minute clips, whatever, want to do some stuff with the company, make sure you reach out to Keith or KM Voice on Facebook there, or to either of us on our Twitter handles at Matt_Tift, at Keith Miger1, at LITFL show. Also, like Keith said, We are on iHeartRadio. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. We're on all the major podcast streaming networks. So make sure you're catching up on the shows there, because if you missed them, they are all back there and they're being constantly updated on this. So make sure you check them out. But we're going to have a lot of fun next week, because we're going to shoot some videos. We're going to do some cool content stuff while we're there. Plus the shows in Cleveland. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, we're going to have so much fun. We're going to have so much fun when you're in here. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff for your TikTok and stuff like that. So bring some Celsius down for your Instagram, for the gram, so we can so I can drink that and pretend it's Red Bull, and then we can have some fun.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Guys, the week is over. The show, well, I guess I don't want to say the show. The show is over too, but
almost. Yeah.
The week is over. Enjoy your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, especially if you're in Northeast Ohio, because you don't know if it's going to rain, snow, or hail. We have no idea what's going on. We want to pretend it's going to – what?
I said I know it. Well, and you guys too this weekend. First race for us with CorvetteParts.net or Keen Parts there. First race for them out in Martinsville. So Saturday night under the lights, we're racing there. Rain looks a little iffy, so we may be racing Sunday. But either way, make sure you go watch the race and cheer on Live Fast Motorsports. We got some new T-shirts there too. So hop over to my Twitter's the first pin tweet there to go buy your shirts there. If you want to go buy more shirts for Keith and I's show, head over to our Teespring, and everything you buy in there gets you entered into the summer sweepstakes to go win a fire suit for myself. And
non-piston fire suit.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually might be at this point a 50-50 toss-up. So make sure you buy it and see what you get. The more the price you get, the higher the chances piston.
That's oh my god, that's what is wrong with you? Is it just me or today's show like fly by? Like something happened. Like I don't know. Like it just seemed like it went way faster than all the other shows.
I don't know. Maybe we talk slower or something.
You don't talk slow ever, Matt.
I know you don't either.
I do.
Do you?
I don't like that. Make sure you guys check us out Monday. So we have a big show Monday. Huge announcement. Biggest announcement I think we've ever had in our lives Monday. There's no announcement, but it sounded good. So make sure you tune in Monday. We'll see you guys next week.
I was concerned.
I know. I watched it. Good night, everybody.